Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy 005 Dynasty. I'm back with another video. This video is going to be pretty simple, man. Pretty cool, calm, and collective video. Not one that's jumping out there for people who come and hate, you know what I'm saying? Just keeping it simple. I just had a question for myself. I was like, man, the way that I look, the way I look, you know what I'm saying? Just imagine if I chose to go the route of content creation where I wanted to join bandwagon with everybody else and do video collabs and do the same talking points and the same type of videos and buy the same piece of equipment like everybody else and just be a part of the go along get along. Man, with the way I look though, holy cow, son. Man, I'm just thinking like y'all is but see, when you real and you don't join the bandwagon, everybody tries to ostracize you and try to, make sure you don't get to the top. And most people, they won't get to the top because they don't stay consistent. It's not only the people who are societal norms that get to the top for staying consistent. It's the real ones too. So I'm not falling off, guys. They might think that I'm going to fall off. I'm not going to fall off, guys. In the past, I chose to stop doing stuff that I was doing. It was a choice. Just like this is a choice. So my movements in 2025, going into 2026, my choice is to stay on the grind. And man, I'm talking about, man, can you imagine though? If I was like, yeah, guys, come on, guys, yeah, and jump into podcast to podcast and doing video collabs and doing all the same talking points and buying the same equipment and sucking up to the companies and, making myself seem bigger than I really am. Imagine if I did all the stuff that these guys do, man. These guys don't. Half these guys and girls don't even like each other, man. They don't like each other. They're brainwashed themselves. They're brainwashed into forming this fake community in multiple levels. Doesn't matter which culture it is. They all are fake communities with fake people that fake like they like each other just for gain. Isn't that trippy? Isn't that trippy? Y'all guys don't see that as being, I see that as being so trippy, man, that people will do anything to win. Man, I'm getting so many notifications, man. Thank you for all the support, man. I'm getting a lot of support, guys, so thank you for the support, guys and girls. Thank you for your comments. People who are leaving the comments, keep leaving them. Even if we don't agree, that's fine. Keep leaving your comments. It's good dialogue. You know what I'm saying? It's good to converse. It's good to see other people's mind state. I like to see other people's mind state on these different topics about the music industry or any other industry, you know what I mean, that we talk about. And that's that, man. But I was thinking to myself, like, man, if I was to really dive into this world of like, gossip, like podcasts and talking and like really, really dive in full fledged. Like right now, my videos are just whatever. I mean, it's doing the job. It is what it is, but I'm not diving into it. I'm not like trying to be like what these people are trying to be. But man, I could only imagine if I tried, guys, man. Some of you guys' wives would be like, man, who that? Who that guy talking like there? I already know, son. Y'all don't want me in the game. You don't want your boy. I'm gonna be the new Drake. I'm in Drake. I'm not gonna be singing. Well, maybe I might sing. Who knows? But I'll be taking all your little chicks, man, and then dumping them off back to you after I'm finished. You know what I'm saying? Why am I wilding, son? Let me stop wilding. You gotta have fun. If you don't have fun, what's the point? What's the point, man? Had a cool guy, man, dropped a comment, and I think he might. I'm not too sure. I didn't ask, but maybe one of his styles of making music was trap. I did a video talking about trap music, and I think the very first sentence in his reply was emotional, and rightfully so. And I want people to take this into context, guys. I understand emotions and feelings, and I understand that some things are out of your control. Meaning, like, I keep telling you guys, you are what you eat, you are what you watch, you are what you consume. So when you come up into the game, especially music production, if you're introduced into something and you're being shown this and you're being taught that, and you start doing it, then that becomes you. It becomes a part of you, right, guys and girls? So if I talk about something that you do, and it's not in a positive light, or all the way positive light, or it's not deemed or seemed to be in a positive light, because you can't decipher, or I don't want to say can't, but some people don't decipher what I'm trying to say. I understand. So don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong in my replies. I understand. So I want to say this, man. Music production is so deep, right? There's so many ways you can do it, so many styles, genres, cultures, whatever, right? What I want the hip hop production community to understand is that you guys, including me, you can listen to my material, my earlier material. We get into this very repetitive loop-based music production. It's loops, man. It's just loop after loop after loop. And of course, things are going to loop in music production. But it's not what it's how it's done. Let's put it like that. It's how. It's always the how. How are things done? How are things said? How are things interpreted? How things are put forth. Meaning, like, how do you get to your loop? When, you know what I'm saying? Why are you looping? Does it make sense in the context of music production and the progression of the song? So when you hear me say that, hip hop, a lot of times the hip hop songs don't progress with the instrumental. It doesn't progress. It's just loops. So you figure out a great sounding loop, and then you loop that up for a section of the song, meaning maybe the intro. And then you have a drop where you do some type of drum break or something, or you drop the bass line out, and then when it drops into the chorus, it drops back into the same exact loop. There's no change. There's no melodic, rhythmic change. There's no key change. There's no modulation. There's no pivot chord into a modulation into the key change. That's three different things. I don't hear that in 90, maybe 99.9%. Maybe it's only 1% that does it, that know how to play keys. But the rest of you guys who are just looping and sampling and don't understand music theory, you are doing this stagnant, flat, just boring, loop-based music production. Trap, boom bap, drill, it doesn't matter. And you hide it and you mask it up under your deep dark end, which is the bass lines, the 808 kick drums, things of that nature. Give me 1 second. How's everything? Everything's good, brother? I said everything's good?
So far, so good.
I hear you.
4 o'clock is.
Yep. All right. So, my bad. So, yeah. Let me get right here. So, it's loop-based production that's very, very stagnant, guys. I'm not trying to knock you. Hear me out. 005 Dynasty is not trying to knock anybody who does this style of music. It's been done over 50 years. Hip hop has been here and made billions and trillions of dollars and made superstars, fans and fandom, and everybody's on Wikipedia, notoriety, fame. You could Google people. Like, people are way ahead of 005 Dynasty. But it still does not change the fact of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you really pay attention to music production and break down music production as a whole, hip hop is stuck in a repetitive loop. And that's my biggest issue. That's my biggest point. It's boring, repetitive, loop-based music production. So if you don't if you don't understand if you're being force fed this all your life, then when somebody like me comes along, it's like a slap in the face, or a sign of disrespect, or you don't know the culture, or this that. I know the culture. I know everything. I know everything. But what I'm trying to tell you is, there's more to music than looping stuff up. And it doesn't matter if your loop is the best loop in the world. If it just loops and loops and loopity loops, and then the only thing you change is that the bottom end with the 808 kick drum, maybe bass lines, and is masking the loop, and you're using the 808 kick drum and the bass lines to pull that stuff out, so then the melody plays, and then you put it back in and it drowns out the melody again. So that is a change. That shows the mind that it's a change, but it's not a progressive change. It's just hopscotch. It's jumping in and out. That's not a progressive change that's going to really change the emotion of the record and help the artist get to that next level of, say, I'll give you another cool example, guys. An artist with a vocal range, they don't need a musical producer. They can make the full vocal range themselves. They could control every harmony from the low end all the way to the high end. I mean, I can't sing like that, but you get what I'm saying. Why do you think the group is called the Five Heartbeats? The five, you know what I'm saying? All the harmonies that they hit. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it, man. An artist's vocal range goes from here to here, so they don't even need your instrumentation. They can hum. They can hum every last sound that they need. They can hum it, and then they can just go in there and do the percussion with doing beatboxing, or just doing snapping their fingers. Without a kick drum, then they can start going. Like, they don't need you as a musical producer. An artist is well beyond that. A vocalist. You get what I'm saying? So, guys, listen to me, man. Music production, when it comes to trap beats and drill and boom bap and all this hop and this and that, blah, 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 right? I firmly believe that if you take a little bit of time and you understand and start studying music theory and how maybe changing one note or maybe two notes or progression, or maybe not block chords but broken chords, can elevate a song to a level way beyond just the regular loop-based, stagnant, flat, repetitiveness of hip-hop. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I was trying to say in that video, without trying to go through all this, like, oh, gospel does this, or reggae, they do this, or folk music does this, or alternative music does this, or country does this. Like, I know all the genres and all. Come on, man. I know music, guys. I know I'm a dancer. That's number one. So I've danced to so many different styles of music. That's number one right there. That should tell you something. I know rhythms. I know what gets me excited. I know what makes the hair stand up on my back, on my arms. You know what I'm saying? Gives me goosebumps. I know. I've been through battles. I've made songs by rapping. I know when the instrumental is talking to me, and I know when the instrumental falls flat at a certain part of the song, but I want to do something else to elevate it. So I do it with my voice, but the instrumental doesn't meet me. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. When you're composing, it's, you find so many happy mistakes and things in the middle. You know what I'm saying? But even when you're doing hip hop, you can compose, like the gentleman said, like, oh, there's people who play the keys that do hip hop, do trap. I understand that, but It's not. It's a small amount, man. It's not as. It's more people who are in the block chords than or that are in broken chords who could actually play. Most hip hop producers are sample based, or they just stuck in just one style and they can't play the keys. Even your favorite multi-platinum musical producers would tell you that. They tell you on YouTube. It's documented. So many of them have said, "I can't play. I can't play. I can't play. I can't play." So, but even though if they can play, a lot of times they fall victim to the loop. You hear them saying? Some of the most popular, famous producers right now, they still fall victim. Even though they could play the keys, they could play the chords, they could play it, they still fall victim to the loop. So the loop sounds so good, and they go to their usual 808 kick drum, boom, 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 bass line. You know what I'm saying? And they sing triplet hi-hats, you know what I'm saying? And the same clap. You know what I'm saying? I can't clap, I'm holding my phone, but you know what I'm saying? And then they do that, and they already know all the mixing and all that to it because it's repetitive. It's not, they don't change it up. And that's that, because then the artist hears and they like it at that first instance, and that's it. What I'm saying also is this, guys. As a musical producer, I've done this. And I did this before I even knew what real music production was. When I very first started, I had the song. I got the song, right? It's featuring artist Legend. I'm at the studio with Legend. He's rhyming. He's doing the third verse. This is when 3 verses was very popular. He's doing the third verse to the song. I believe the song is called A Beautiful Mind. And he's rhyming. And I'm listening. And I was like, man, that third verse, it sounds the same. It needs a change up. And he's something there, something different. So I literally leave the studio. I go home, towns away. I open up FL Studio, which was Fruity Loops at the time. I immediately start looking at the project and start seeing how I could switch it up at that last verse. While Legend's still at the studio, I changed up the last verse with this. It was crazy. It was different change. And then at the end of that, then I flipped it back into the main loop. Now this is not me playing the keys, guys. I'm just now learning how to play the keys. Now this is years later, probably 20 years later. You know what I'm saying? Peep game. But even still, back then, I understood I had to flip the sample in a different way to change it for that last verse. So I did that. Burnt it onto a CD, drove all the way back to the studio, told them to put that in, and they was like, "Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy." Some people didn't like it. I don't like the change. I like the regular. Some people love and they stick to that same loop. They're tone deaf. They're tone deaf and stuck on loops, guys. They can't hear the changes. Some people don't even feel the emotional change in a record like Celine Dion. You know what I'm saying? Music. You know what I'm saying? What's the song? My Heart Will Go On. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? From the Titanic soundtrack. They don't even hear it. They don't even hear it, dude. They're tone deaf. Something's wrong with people's ears, man. But anyway, I get back into the studio. They're like, "Oh, this is crazy." So it's like, it's going crazy. And Legend finishes the song, and then now the audio engineer, he's mixing everything down. I still got the record, man. I haven't even released it. So what I'm saying is, when you're making this music, guys, my point that I was trying to make was, even if you make a trap beat and you give it to the artist, and the artist goes into the studio and makes a song, now it's your job to finish the record. Still, you got to produce, meaning like you got to hear the record back and be like, oh, when he or she says this, I should actually change the key here. Make it a semitone higher, pitch higher to match their vocals, and that's going to elevate the song to another level because I actually did a modulation to a sus chord. Now that sus chord, I did sus 2. Sus 2 going into, you know what I'm saying? Going into a 7th chord. Now that 7th chord has a little bit more emotion than a regular triad, but that emotion is happy. Or maybe it's like a minor 7th chord, which is more of a sadder tone, a darker tone. You know what I'm saying? But you have to hear that as the artist is now rhyming or singing, male or female, over the song after they made it. So now you go back in there and you could make the changes that you need to make to elevate the song to the next level, especially if you don't do it at the moment. Like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson could be in a booth rhyming, not rhyming, singing, doing his pop music, come out, listen to it, and talking to the people in there, like, all right, we got to change this, we got to change that. Oh, since I said this, and it made me feel something like this, well, the next part of the song, I want to be a little bit more cheery. So let's do a let's boost, let's go up to an E major or E something. You know what I'm saying? And they start talking like, ooh, and he starts showing them how he wants to do it, and the other person's in there programming it, or they're either doing it on the bass guitar or something, electric guitar, and then they produce the record even further. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. You gotta make that instrumental go, make it move, make it do what it do. Make the timeless piece of music, man. Timeless piece of music. Hey, what's good? You gotta make the timeless. I don't want hits. I don't want masterpieces. I want timeless. This your boy 005 Dynasty. Don't forget to Google me. You already know, son. I'm multi-platinum. Okay. First name multi. Last name platinum. Okay. Multi-platinum. Multi-platinum. Don't forget, guys, don't let these multi-platinum musical producers on YouTube and all these other social media platforms act like they're better than you, they know more than you, and take their word for the gospel. Stop feeding into every last one of their videos. Don't matter if they got a Grammy, plaques, and anything like that. Stop it. Go do your own research like what I'm doing. Learn the chords, learn the keys, the piano, learn your broken chords, learn your melodies, learn how to stretch your fingers, learn all that, man. Learn how to play, learn music theory, learn how to elevate your songs to the next level and get out of that loop bass, boring mentality, which is known as hip hop. And I don't care what anybody has to say. Yeah, there's some songs that did break out of it, does key changes, but the majority, which always rules, we already know, because the real people can't, you know what I'm saying? The majority, the fake people who always rule, yeah, they do the same loop-based stuff. Anyway, this is boy 005 Dynasty. Don't forget to Google me, man. Google 005 Dynasty. Matter of fact, Google Jamel Marshall Pearson. Google Jamel Marshall Pearson. Jamel Marshall Pearson, 005 Dynasty. Yeah, that's your boy. Formerly known as Legacy. Don't be stealing my name, son. I saw you stole my name for your company. I saw that, man. I saw that, dude.